Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of Success with the Stars. This is another forecast, monthly forecast. Y'all know that we are here every single month. If y'all hear me correctly, just put it down in the chat. Let me know that y'all hear us. Welcome to Leo season. Welcome to almost August. Who here is really thankful for the fire energy? If you're happy for the fire energy that we're in a fire freaking season, please just put some fire down below, because I for one know that I am extremely happy that we are in a fire season. The water season took me out. We're definitely going to get into it this month in this video about why Cancer season was the way that it was. But as y'all are joining, make sure to put your Leo placement and your Leo house down below in the chat. Hey, beautifuls. For all of y'all who are looking on Instagram, we can't see the comments, but if you come join us over on YouTube, we'll be able to see your comments. So let me know your Leo placement. Make sure to put your Leo placement and your Leo house down below, because today we're going to be talking all about August, specifically Leo season for all signs. So before we even get any more started, y'all know that I have to bring on the one, the only Umi Genevieve in the building to really help us decode the month of August and all of the future months that we have coming on. So join me in a warm welcome of the one and only Umi Genevieve.
Hey y'all.
Wait.
How's everyone doing? And again, thank you so much to the Growth Project. Thank you so much, Sherise, for always allowing me to come on here and share what I love to do, share what I love to share what I love to share. so appreciative. We're in another month, y'all. Let go.
Did you hear the applause? Because I didn't hear it on my side.
Yes. I heard
okay,
I heard it a few times. I'm like hyped up right now.
Okay, perfect. All right, so like I said, all of y'all on Instagram, I'm going to try to keep my eye out on y'all through my phone, but come join us over on YouTube at Sherise Fierce, Success with the Stars. So happy to see all of y'all. Oh my God, we have a couple of Leo risings in the building, Leo moon. Make sure to put your Leo placement and your Leo house down below. I love that. I myself, I'm a Leo Mars and Leo, the ruling planet in Leo, and we have the beautiful Umi as a Leo rising. So we have a lot of Leo energy today. That's why we out here showing out big and bold, and we have a lot in store. So like usual, let's start with
one thing. I don't know if you're trying to continue, but it keeps applauding.
Hello.
It keeps doing the applause thing. I don't know if everyone else hears it.
Oh, okay, wait. Let me see.
I'm like, yo, this is some real Leo energy, man. Keep the applause going, baby.
I can't hear it. I don't know why I can't hear it. I don't know why I can't hear it. So I'm sorry, y'all, but it's all good. It's all good. Fire signs, fire energy right now. So to get started, let's start with the transit of the day, and then we're gonna get into a little bit the energies for the month, etc. I see y'all laughing over here. So much celebration. I love it. You see? I love it. Honest mistake, but it made it better. So let's start with the transit of the day, Umi. Let me know what degrees that we're currently on. What can we expect for the next upcoming hours? Give us a little tea.
Perfect. Transits of the day. So really trying to help everyone understand that, like, or just even what I've been working with, degree theory. So looking at the numbers next to the planets, next to the signs, are just as important. It'll decipher it even further. So we're in the Leo season. So anytime we're in a resource season, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, it's time to look at our finances, our resources. What can we afford? What can we afford? Can't we afford? What should we start saving up for? Now, since it's in Leo, it's going to ask the collective, where is your heart at? What do you really want to do? What are you fulfilled in? Even if it doesn't always make the most money, but you feel like this is where you come alive. This is where you're excited. So that's what I'm going to ask you this season, where I'm really fulfilled in. Why it's important to enjoy the fruits of your labor, not just have things, to really enjoy and know what you're working for, why you're working for this. So this is the energy of this season. It's going to be most important to the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Now, this is 90 days from the last fixed season. So that was Taurus season. Now it's a square, Taurus and Leo square. So where did you change your mind in April and May to now? What did you realize in April and May? You had these ideas, you have these creative prospects, you had these spaces where you wanted to work in these arenas. And now that you come into Leo season, you're like, I don't know. I don't know if I feel that way still. I don't know if I still want to go towards that direction. And knowing Taurus season is going to be more about survival, the things you actually own and have, you can own. Now it's about identity, self-expression, the things that make you feel alive, feel like you are coming more into your self-expression, into your individuality, resource-wise. So that's going to be the basis for this season. Now, today is the 8-degree day, Scorpio. So today we're looking at shared resources. So we're on this live. So it's right on timing. We're on this forecast, right on timing with shared resources, finding a common goal with others, where you need to do budgeting with others, talk about budgeting and finances with others, and where you need to still center that Leo. I want to share with you. I want to make sure we find a middle ground, but I also want to make sure I center myself and I protect myself in this agreement, in this negotiation. So that's going to be important with these conversations today. Today is also a financial day, so you're paying things off. You're getting things paid today, but you're looking at things where it's like, all right, where should I allocate funds in some capacity? Maybe trying to clear out some debt. Finally got out some debt. But this day is centering that. And since it is a Scorpio degree, it is an uninvolved degree in Scorpio, so you got to watch your temper, maybe watch a little bit of the jealousy, maybe watch a little bit of the possessiveness, because Leo energy can be a little self-centered. So where this energy is asking you to work on where you are self-centered, where you are stubborn in certain capacities. So today's a day that I'll ask you about that stubbornness. Now the moon is at 11 degrees right now. I'm going to refresh just so. 11 degrees. Now it's at, I want to share the screen because it just changed degrees. I'm going to present it again. Okay, I'm going to make sure. Looks good? Okay. Oh, stop sharing. My apologies. Just want to share it to where it's at currently. Looks good? So the moon is at 11 degrees. Now, I wanted to make sure that we refresh it. Nope.
Okay. No, it's good.
Good?
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that we refresh it to let you know that it's about to change in like 10 minutes. So we're going to go into 12 degrees in 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, we're going to go into a little bit of a slumber because 12 degrees is a Pisces degree. But right now, since it's in 11 degrees, we're in the energy of Aquarius, groups, networks, community, engagement with others, a higher understanding of shared resources. It's a mutable moon, so things don't go as planned today. A little technical difficulties, having to go back to the drawing board, and just really being focused on the tedious things today. There's also a Gemini day, so a Gemini moon energy. So it does open up where you're going to have unexpected travels. Maybe you may have to redirect yourself and take a different route that you don't usually take, but it does open up if you want to go outside and do some short distance travel. That started since yesterday. And it'll go into tomorrow. Now, this energy is also, since it's in 11 degrees, double air, friendships. Right now, you're really centering your friendships, who you call a friend, what a friend means. Maybe in the last hour, you talked about just the different types of connections you had. Maybe you had a friend reach out. But it was talking about, there was a dynamic for friendships, a theme for friendships within the last hour. This is still a financial degree. So within the last hour, we're even talking about finances, but it's an air. So when I look at finances, it's more in the theme of how I share with others, how I can support others, how I felt supported by others. So finances is here, but it's more in the sense of, would someone give me the same thing that I give them? Have I given others the same thing that they've given me? There's a dynamic of here of sharing, equality. But it's resources. So in the last hour, if you wanted to look at the resources, it did center that. Or maybe you paid a bill unexpectedly. Maybe you had an unexpected payment in the last hour as well. But in like 10 minutes, we're going to go into a slumber. So some of you are about to go take a nap, maybe go outside, walk in a little bit of in some nature, feel like you want to change scenery. But we're in a mutable energy, so just be conscious that this is a little bit of a clumsy moon. Mercury just moved into Virgo. Now, I know we're going to go into that retrograde soon. So right now, everyone's busy. So this week, so it's like for this whole week, everyone's like, I gotta get so much things done. And this is also a fixed placement, a fixed degree, 2 degrees resources. So everyone's trying to get their bills in order, get some payments in order, get some things, some resources in order, because that retrograde that comes this weekend might slow things down a little bit. It's a little busybody this whole week.
Thank you.
Just the 3 most important planets for transits. The rest now become more generational and even more personal, that basis there. So where your Venus sits, where your Mars sits, and how that will aspect you. But the Mercury, Sun, Moon, and Mercury, this affects the collective more personally.
We're already seeing some confirmations in the chat. Just what you're saying, it's an 11 degree day, and people saying, yes, I've been doing my finance, paying bills yesterday and today, so accurate, etc. So absolutely see that. And definitely with us, I feel like, I don't know, I don't know if it comes off like that, but I feel like maybe people might think that we plan exactly like the degree that we go on, but we usually don't. So it's actually like really aligned. Like we really came out on a Sagittarius degree, on a Scorpio degree.
I don't know if anyone else muted. Not hearing you? Good.
It's immutable I can't do.
Always.
Try again.
Whenever you mess with a mutable, always. Even if a mutable person comes into conversation with you, your plans are about to change immediately.
So I'm gonna have you talk while my mic does its do. But we actually last forecast last month, we talked about how we were ending the month with the Chiron retrograde. How have you already seen like the Chiron retrograde play out since it happened a couple of days ago? And also, if you could remind us of the date of when it's going forward, do you know? So they're saying that they can't hear both of us. Can you unmute?
Better?
Yes. So let me know if you heard my question about the
One
Chiron
more time. It
retrograde.
went out.
Okay, I was just saying that last month we ended the forecast talking about Chiron retrograde, and now like as we're currently in this transit, I just wanted you to talk about how you already see Chiron retrograde playing out currently, since I think it went retrograde a couple of days ago. Just to like start off the month to show us, even though we're talking about August, you know, this is going to go throughout August, so it will still impact us. I wanted you to just talk about how you've already seen Chiron retrograde play out and what you think it still holds. And I was asking if you know the day it's going to go forward.
Okay. All right. So my notes here. All right, perfect. So it went going retrograde July 26th, going direct December 29th. So it's gonna open up July, August, September, October, November, December. It goes retrograde every 6 months. Right? So in the retrograde, it's going to aspect the cardinals because it's in Aries. Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. Now, with this retrograde energy, it does bring more ease into your life. Because once it was going direct, a lot of the cardinals felt like they were under pressure, that they were like picking at themselves. What am I good at? Am I sure I deserve this position? Should I go towards this position? Now that it's retrograde, you get some ease off of you. You get out of this imposter syndrome. You now get to center on going direct. I'm feeling more of a, I don't want to say direct because it's retrograde, but when the Chiron is direct, you're more focused on your Achilles. You're more focused on what is wrong with you. Now that it's retrograde, you now go past that. You're like, I don't care about this anymore. I can't care about what's not perfect, what timing that I may not be on, where I feel like I'm delayed, and I just want to push through. Now, our presidential candidate, Kamala, she's a Cardinal, Sun in Libra, Moon in Aries. So now that Chiron's off her, man, she's like, all right, let's go for it. She's about to go the hardest in all Chiron, all Cardinals. A push through. You felt it the top of this week. Now, as we get into late December, into the new year, when it goes direct, now we're back into, was I good enough? Did I do my best? Did I push through? Did I have the courage? But right now, this placement should give you more ease, Cardinals. Last month was a good season. Last month was a season to redirect a lot of where your future planning, your goals are. Some of you even got into some promotions, got some jobs, some callbacks, seen some upward movement in your life. Now it's time to ease on yourself. So starting the 26th, where you started to ease on yourself, Cardinals. Now, I also want to use an example with this Chiron energy. The Olympics started that day. And you know, when it's cardinal energy, it's things that we haven't done before, things that we haven't done in a long time, new beginnings, a refresher. But also Celine Dion started this up, did the whole ceremony, the opening ceremony. And she's a cardinal dominant. She's an Aries energy. And this has just been so important for her to find courage. You know, she was going through a lot of these health issues, which now restricted her ability to sing, her ability to perform. But literally on that day when Chiron goes retrograde, she does a beautiful performance. And I hope this centers all Cardinals. Why this week it's going to be so important into the next few weeks, months, that you do the best you can. And it's been tough for y'all since 2022. Different type of losses, different type of rebirths, realizing where you pressure yourself. So this 6 month marathon is about giving yourself more ease. It started since last month. It started since, in July. So it started since this month. Cancer season.
So last week, you had a prediction come true. So you made a post about predicting just a shakeup in the election, and you know how the way things are going now is not how it's going to end. And then literally last week we had Biden decide that he was not going to get reelected. So that kind of came through. That prediction came through for you. I wanted to know, like, what did you see? What were the indicators for you that you saw in the transits and the stars that alluded to that for you? And also, if you can let us know what you think as well will be coming when it comes to the elections, let us know.
So Cardinal, whenever there's cardinal energy, that means that we're about to have a change of direction on a whole societal level. Also the degrees that I was in. Critical degrees. We're going towards 28, 29. So that means these are household name degrees. These are governmental degrees. These are degrees where it wants to make a cultural impact. Whenever you're a Capricorn, even if you have Capricorn or Cancer energy in your chart in dominance, you always make a cultural impact. You're always in rooms where you are the first, the only, the one that brings in some sort of culture change. So I knew something like that was coming. We're about to do something like we've never seen before. It's about to open up a culture change, a culture clash. We're at critical degrees here. And we already knew the Cancer season was going to be crazy because we have 2 full moons in one season. So I already know that there was a lot of emotions brewing up, a lot of politics brewing up because we have 2 full moons. And one is going to be at a critical degree. Also, Kamala has 27 degrees on her sun and moon in Libra and Aries. Those degrees of the full moon was close to her placements. It's squaring it, but this was going to be important for her, especially if we knew that this month was going to have so many politics going on, political conversations. Because that's always the thing for cardinal energy, politics. Many times you'll find cardinals, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, operating in some sort of public office, law, litigation, all these type of areas where they want to fight for your right. That's why cardinals can't really work for people, because they're going to fight for your right in these environments. So I knew that was coming. The Republican convention was the July 15th, like right around that time. So I was like, oh my God, they're using astrology. They're doing their thing. They're purposely showing us that they're using the stars. because everything is aspecting right on these placements. So don't second guess October. Like Libra season, it's going to be like a whole showcase, since that's going to be our next cardinal energy, and also more Mars in Cancer, retrogrades. So just as impactful as it was this season. So that's how I looked at it. I looked at the fact that it was close to her degrees. It was aspecting her closely. And also, whenever we have a cardinal energy in these types of degrees, oh, we're about to go through some monumental changes. This is huge. And this is worldwide. So not even just in the States, worldwide, there should have been huge news all over the world with these degrees, with this transit. Record-breaking energy, record breakers.
So how was before we go into the month of August, how was your Cancer season? Because I am so happy that we have some fire energy. I won't lie. Cancer season was a bit tough. So you're talking about all of this cardinal energy, and you said it's going to come back September. Cardinal energy has been tough, and I'm like a cardinal rising, so I've never felt like I had a problem with these energies before. It's like really the first year that I'm like struggling with cardinal energy. And I think, like you said too, the Chiron retrograde being in a cardinal sign, well, Chiron in general has really had that impact on me, because you're right. Ever since Chiron went retrograde, I have been feeling better about myself. I've been feeling better about myself. So if y'all are into my podcast, The Growth Project, y'all know that your girl has been going through it. And everything you just said is true. The imposter syndrome. Am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? Can I really show up like this? Like, I'm like, God damn. Like, I've been working. So everything I teach, everything I be telling y'all, I've been employing it the last month. I have been doing my journaling. I have been moving my body. I have been trying to rework my mindset, because I was just having the worst thoughts ever. Like, I literally was thinking the worst things about myself. And I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, where is this coming from? I'm like, I haven't self-loathed myself like in such a long time. And I'm like, why do I feel like so horrible about myself? And then you're right, the retrograde happened. Now I feel like a little bit better, and I feel a little bit better about my direction. And you're right, like you saying that just brought that to me, because I was like, the North Node is in my first house. So I was really thinking like, yo, this is my time. But Chiron being there is sucking it's sucking the fun out of it, I feel, for me. What can you tell me about that?
Aries are the new school leaders, right? You call yourself that, right? So right now we're questioning our leaders. We're really questioning, can you guys really run the show? Like, are you sure you're ready to run the show? Are you sure you have the momentum, the courage, the strength to do this? So as we come into these new school leaders, new teachers of the new millennium, the new knowledge, this energy also needs to be scrutinized, because you're about to run the show. So right now, and I felt the same way. I'm in a perfection in Aries. So I felt the same way. Like, am I sure I'm ready to tell people what I'm doing? Like, am I sure I'm ready to be in this position to guide people, to lead people? So that's the thing too. So just looking at it on the bigger scheme of things, why everyone's like, should we trust the government? Should we trust our leaders? We should lead ourselves. So that means anyone that's coming into positions where they're being appointed a leader is feeling the scrutiny. And that's always cardinals, because cardinals are always first in the game, only in the game, doing something that no one else is doing in an area where they have to lead the ship. So they're being scrutinized. And this is also a transit that's weeding out the bad leaders, the leaders who aren't up to par. And this could be Libra opposition. This can make others who are doing the right thing compare themselves to what is right and what is wrong. So now it takes the ease off of it. So right now we might even get to a point where people are a little desperate to just have a leader, like just lead us. So, so that's the only thing with it going retrograde, that people might be a little bit more lenient or might be persuaded a little bit more than they were a couple of weeks ago. Open-minded to things than they were a couple of weeks ago. That's why I feel like Kamala is gonna win some people that she didn't think she was gonna win. She did it right on time.
Lajira said, Libra sun and moon, Scorpio rising. I had to take a trip to reset. Now I feel more relaxed moving forward. Same. I had to do a lot of things as well just to get my mindset back up par. I do feel definitely better about my direction, but yeah, you're absolutely right that it was a hard time. And as you're saying, like last Aries season, definitely started some stuff that I want to recommit to now. All right, so let's get into the month of August. We have the new moon this week, this Sunday. Let me just put that up on screen. So we have the charts up here. Ooh, let me try to put us in the middle of the new moon and the full moon. So I just wanted to start with the new moon and the full moon because I always like to talk about the axis that is being explored this month. So let us know with the new moon and the full moon and, with the degrees and the aspects to these new moons and full moons, what is the story? What is the message this month? Especially since it's in fixed signs for the fixed signs.
Perfect. Going to center the fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Now check where Leo is in your chart. It's for everyone. And new moon is new beginnings, a refresher. It's in a financial sign, so we're all as a collective looking at, okay, what can we afford? What do we want to afford? It's always that whenever we come into a resource sign, resource season. Now, new moon is saying what we can do new in this department. And you needed this fixed signs. The new moon sets a whole new identity shift for you. You needed some new energy around you, something to get you motivated. The new moon will be a rush of motivation, and it'll help you go towards your desires. Also, this is the energy that wants you to celebrate yourself. So how are you celebrating yourself this weekend? Fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aries. Where do you feel like you even want to do some Leo stuff? Do something with your hair. I know I do. Do something with some self-care, new wardrobe. Just coming to the basis where we're realizing that I need a new set of possessions, a new set of equipment. Now, it's important you see what house it sits in. Is it in a mutable house? Is it in a cardinal house? Is it in a fixed house? If it's in a cardinal house, a change of values. So cardinals, you're having a change of values with this new moon. So that basis there. So I want to look at, change of values dynamics with this new moon. Where do you feel like it's time to come into how I've been taught to value things? Where do I need to change the traditions around, like change the traditions that I've been taught in when it comes to values? Where do I need to become more progressive in this area? That's where you're in this energy when it comes to cardinals, because we're in this. Remember, this Chiron is off of you, so now you're like, all right, what can I attain? But how I've been taught to attain? Why did I even feel that way these last few weeks? Fixed signs, you literally have to look at your pocketbook. Like, you literally have to look at your wallet. Like, it's literal. And with mutable energy, this is where you have to go back to the drawing board, change your plans, and where there could be spontaneous expenses. Like, oh shit, I didn't know I was gonna have to pay for this. Oh shoot, I might have to start saving up for this. Oh, I forgot about this. Or when am I going to be able to make this consistent? When am I going to be able to make this constant? to the consistency of your resources. But this is a new beginning. So for everyone this weekend, where do we become anew to our values? But it's very sensitive to the fixed signs. We're in your energy, money month. Your last time you were here was Taurus season. So just be conscious of that. And your next time you'll be here is Scorpio season. So where are you coming into a new perspective? And with Leo, a big thing with Leo is like, you first have to love yourself. Like, you have to enjoy who you are. Like, do you even, like, is this about you? So Leo's going to ask you that. Is this even about you, or is this about everything else? This is what this new moon wants to open up as well. Where is it about you? You ever meet a Leo? It's always about them. They're going to find a way where it's about them, or they have to center their self-expression. So that's what this opens up with this. Those who have fixed are the most personal. Like, I have Leo rising, Scorpio, stellium, moon in Taurus, Saturn in Aquarius. So this weekend, I'm trying to do something with my style. What about you, babe? What are you doing with your Scorpio moon? How you been feeling with this new moon energy? What you doing this weekend? How you celebrating yourself?
How am I celebrating myself? Actually, I didn't think about it. I have been very fixed on resources lately, and just diversifying the bag. So that's where I've been, just going hard on that. But I was planning a photo shoot, but it's not going to be able to happen this weekend. That's for sure. So I don't know what's coming up this weekend. We'll see. Maybe a new podcast episode. Now that I'm feeling better. I didn't post all Cancer. I literally was like, y'all, I'm taking the month off. So maybe that. If not, I'll just let the good old energy show me and lead me. But yeah, nothing. I don't have anything planned yet. But we'll see. It's not too late yet.
Yes.
Let's see. What are y'all planning this weekend? Someone asked which houses do you look at? You look at the house that you have Leo and Aquarius in. Rose says she's celebrating her Leo best friend's birthday. Yes. That is something. I do have a couple Leos around me that I like this weekend. I am going to a baby shower. Then I have a birthday next week. So it's not centering myself, but it's centering Leos. So maybe that's that. All right. So let's look into a little bit of the dates in August. So I'm going to put us on this side. So we have the new moon this month, this week, but we have a lot of other transit as well that I just want us to discuss a little bit. So we have Mars conjunct Jupiter this month, for example. We have a lot of aspects to Saturn and Uranus this month. Like we have Venus with Uranus, we have Leo with Mercury with Uranus. So we have a couple aspects to Uranus this month. We have a lot of aspects to Saturn, and there's that Mars conjunct Jupiter that I really want to talk about. Because last month we literally talked about Mars conjunct Uranus, and now it's conjunct Jupiter. So I don't know how to interpret this transit at all. So I'd really love to have your take on it and what it means for us and the collective. Because I'm like, is it a good thing? Is it because we say Mars is a malefic, Jupiter is a benefic? They're coming together in Gemini. So let us know what you think. You're muted.
Better? Okay.
Yep.
So Mars conjunct Jupiter in Gemini. Now, since Jupiter is a generational planet, because it transits yearly, that means that it's going to impact groups of people. And with this Mars energy, it does open up public sectors, domestic issues. Public sectors, where it opens up even things about our public transportation, public schools, social, like it, spaces around social services, just domestic issues, right? And Mars is a malefic. And around this time, especially since it opens up, what is your opinion around this? Where do you want change around this? We're going to see certain types of conversations where we need to become progressive within this energy. Also, it becomes like heightened politically. So this could even be the topics that people want to talk about. Like, what are we going to change within the schools? What are domestic issues? How are we going to keep the streets safe? How do we keep the structures of what's happening in the nation within the nation? Also, when there's mutable energy, things don't go as planned. Clumsiness. And even as we get towards the later parts of the month, where we have like this Venus aspecting Saturn, where we have Mercury aspecting all these bases here, where it's going to even be a time where there's like too much stimulation, where you might even feel like you need a social media break. You may not want to go into the the hustle and bustle of the world, around people as much, because so much stimulation. Because that's what happens with mutable energy, that it's things don't go as planned. Where do you feel like you are too enmeshed in other people's ideas, too enmeshed in other people's opinions? That becomes a focus. And Mars wants you to protect yourself. So around this time, it could be an energy where you're like, okay, what is the right direction? What kind of news am I listening to? What is my opinion on this? Do I own my own mind? That's what this opens up. Since there's going to be so much, we're getting politically heightened. And that means that this is going to be an important time for Trump. This is his vibe. Mutable energy. Everyone, you're going to feed blogs. All of this energy opens up when it comes to what are the talks around our domestic issues, our everyday issues. So when I look at mutable energy, just a lot of stimulation. And Mars asks you to protect yourself in this time. Jupiter is different opinions, different gurus, the gurus' opinions. How I'm putting it together, like Jupiter, Mars, right? What is your opinion on things? Because within this time period, there's going to be so many different platforms that want to persuade you. So what is your opinion? Your direction? Because Jupiter is philosophies, perspectives, but also guides, even charlatans, that would be Jupiter. Like it's also associated with Pisces.
Yeah.
There's something with this time where it's going to ask you, so much information, too much stimulation. What do I think? You ask a Gemini, that could be a question they ask themselves all the time. Do I go back in my own experience or the experience of the book? Experience of others, or the advice of others, the accompanying of others? That's going to be a basis there. So a very suspenseful and unpredictable. And I really am predicting that this season is, especially as we get towards Virgo season, there's another change in where we think this election is going, because mutable wants to throw things off. So that's what I'm saying with this transit. But Mars is about your own personal choices and decisions based on this worldview.
And then just the day after that transit, and I know you're going to talk about other transits that you want to talk about and want people to keep an eye on this month, but the day after Mars conjunct Jupiter, it squares Saturn and Pisces as well. Anything to add? Like, how does that add a layer to it?
Now, this opens up. Hear me?
Yeah.
The water. We are still in a transit where we got to be careful of natural disasters. Neptune is in Pisces at critical degrees, and Saturn is in Pisces. Now we have Mars and Jupiter and Gemini to square it. So this could be a space where too much people on the road, too much people in one area, or there's just these natural disasters that can take the lives of people as well. You can be conscious of this. We even had some instances just within the last month where whales attacks have just happened. The water is a center right now. Saturn in Pisces means we got to watch the water. Since Saturn has been in Pisces from last year, We've had the submarine, just the water overseas, what's happening there, even the cleanliness of the water. So that's a transit that opens up. So when it comes together, we're looking at climate change. Even just this year, we had the hottest day in history. It was record-breaking, the hottest day. So right now, this is a talk of climate change. Whenever we see Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces come into play. And that could be what's the political talks, the talks in the air, where we need to look at the climate.
Something you said last month as well when it came to Neptune at critical degrees in Pisces was talking about the health crisis and about like Mozambique and just like the opioids and, you know, the like mental health crisis and just like, you know, the accessibility of drugs and everything like that. Anything to do with that, with the square to Mars, you think? Because there is a lot of like Ozempic again is back in the media again. Anything you feel like has to do with that?
Now with Gemini energy, it wants to talk about something. It's like, we need to talk about this. I don't care how uncomfortable you are. And we might even have to call some people out. If you know a Gemini, and Gemini will just bring someone randomly into the conversation to open up their works cited. So this is what's going to happen, where we're going to have some people come into and expose what these drugs and these supplements, whatever the case may be, is how it's operating in the real world. Also policy changes, because that's what mutable energy does. They come into the game. If we have a mutable president, if we have a mutable candidate, however the case may be, they want to change policies. Right? With this transit, what I can see happening is that we need to have more policies on who can get these drugs, who can get these supplements, and who can't, who shouldn't. Mutable energy means that crisis is for Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde means like, you guys haven't been doing what you were doing. You guys went overboard. This is not responsible. And now it's become uncontrollable. But there's also, like in the States, there's also some, especially some politicians that's trying to pass laws where people who deserve to get this medicine should get this medicine. It shouldn't be a fashion statement. I think some people are about to get called out. You're seeing it right now in comments.
Yeah.
And you have someone come back skinny, they're like, oh, shoot, Ozempic.
Yeah. And there are people who actually need it, who are on like wait list or who have to pay more because they can't get it. So I was wondering if Mars was gonna, the aspect with Mars was gonna do something with that.
Now, one more thing, right? One more thing. Gemini is a trickster. We're also gonna get Gemini doubles. We're gonna get generic.
A dupe.
Yes. So there's gonna be more generics that are being made, or different types of cheat codes to the same thing, to this. That's what Gemini does. It's like, gotcha.
Can see that. Okay, so we have a couple minutes before we hit the hour and we go into the all sign forecast. What other transits do you want us to look out for throughout this month? Anything else, any other days or weeks that you really want to highlight for the people before we move on to the all sign forecast?
Yes, I have a few. So I just want to center a few. So we have, I don't write this down. So we have Juno enters Libra. Well, I want to center this because it's for the Cardinals. Now, Juno is married to Jupiter. So this placement speaks to our love lives and our intimate relationships. The Cardinals become focused. Now, Cardinals, right now, it's asking you to compromise around this time, especially if you claim that the person that you're with is the love of your life. It's who you want to be with. So you need to practice some sort of empathy and understanding in the position that they can be in. Play fair and stay respectful in this position, and everything will be all right. This is also a time where there's contracts and negotiations that are being made. And you'll find that these connections can last longer than you expected. So for the Cardinals, this picks up for you August 9th. So that week. August 9th, you start to open up where you realize you need to find more of that compatibility, relatability to your partner. They might need you as an ally, and where you're asking yourself, okay, I want to align with them, but where do I Also, I don't want to put myself in a disrespectful position or in a position where I'm disrespecting myself. And for the Cardinals, around this time, new beginning in relationships, new relationships come about, something more binding. It's like, even if it's not intimate, you're marrying someone. You're marrying in a way. You're realizing like, you're someone I want to be with in the long run. This is something I want to align with in the long run. But it's going to come with compromise. Because, you know, as in Libra energy, especially since it's in Libra, so centering the Libras, you can have one foot in and one foot out, indecision. So we're also going to have August 4th, the new moon, but also Mercury goes retrograde in Virgo. Now, this is an eventful week for the mutables. So Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. Starting the top of this week, you wanted to get busy. You're like, I got to get going. I got to get things moving. Now, when we come into this weekend, things slow down. So try to get as much work as you can within this week, especially to the mutables, because you might find that towards this weekend, things can go or be put on the shelf again. Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. Now, speaking about before, there'll be a time where we need to might stay away from social media, or you're overstimulated by social media. And that's between August 18th and 19th. You'll feel more of a rest during August 20th. Because Venus and Virgo squares Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter and Gemini squares Saturn and Pisces, and Venus and Virgo is opposite Saturn and Pisces. So from the 18th to the 19th, there's so much energy, and it's just so highly stimulating. And it can make you anxious, especially as a mutable. So if you need to take some breaks, if you feel like you just need to step away from so much of this mass information, because it also can be misinformation, you might need to within those 2 days, 18th to the 19th, and where you start to rest on August 20th. August 19th, there's also a full moon in Aquarius, and Sun in Leo squares Uranus and Taurus. It will be at 27 degrees, so expect some publications, movies, or movies that set out for like future release dates around the 19th. And that's why there's like this energy that's so much information, mass publication, mass just launch. Come here, come there, come here. That's going to be that energy there. Now, since their full moon is in Aquarius, this transit does bring out the celebrities and their opinions. So as we get towards middle of this month into later of the month, where we start to see more of these cosigns, especially in the States, to who they're aligning with, candidate wise. And also, this is another time where celebrities want to show their diversity in their own lives, where they want to show other projects that they're doing, where they don't always want to keep themselves in the same lane. But again, whenever there's Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, and Aquarius, the stars come out. The celebrities want to come out. They feel like it's time for them to make some sort of impression. And if you're a content creator, see how you could diversify around that time as well, where you can see the other projects that you could come into, especially if you are Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. It's just important to diversify in general as a fixed sign. Because when money slows up in one area, you want to go into another area. So having different streams of income is just important as a fix. This week opens that up. So those are the transits.
Thank you. Thank you. And to your last point, I definitely feel the energy, like I was saying, of diversifying the bag. So I'm really happy that you said that. Okay, so we are going to go into the, perfect, right on time. We are going to go into the all sign forecast. So just give us 2 seconds. I'm going to be pulling up the chart, and we're going to start with Aries going through Pisces. So stay tuned for your sun, moon, and rising. So we're going to start with Aries rising.
Can you hear me? Aries.
Yep.
The sun is in your 5th house. You're in the house of individuality. Aries, this season, you are doing something new, even with your look. So you're going toe to toe with Leo. There's a new look, a new approach, that basis there, but you're in the house, the 5th house, of where we need to celebrate ourselves. Time for a new wardrobe change, and where you need to change up your style in some capacity because you're coming into a new position. You're looking to come into a new position. Maybe you got a new job, a new promotion. So now it's time for you to get some attire to match that. You're also going to make some kind of announcement this month because you're coming into a new journey in your life. This even deserves a celebration because milestones have happened since last month during Cancer season. Now, as Chiron retrogrades and gives you more of an ease and not pressuring yourself so much, you're actually open to some new activities you could have been a little reluctant in during the beginning of this year. This is also a resource house. So you'll be asked about your finances in some way, but remember, you are deserving in what you want. And if you ask, you shall receive. And even if you think you're acting egotistical this month, don't fret. This month wants you to be loud and proud. Aries exalts the sun. So this is your energy and you're back in fire, baby. Last month was a little, it squared you, but now you're back in fire. So go forward, push forward, and celebrate yourself this month because there is some sort of party going on for you in some way. You're in Aries energy. I don't know if you told anyone yet, but remember you told me that you just got into some new advancement in your life. But I don't want to I don't know if you told anyone on the podcast yet, but I know you're an Aries rising, and I know that is important for you this month as well, where it's time for you to it's a celebration time for you. It's a new. So I know Sherise, that's her Aries rising. Whoever else has Aries placements. My son has Aries, so he's starting camp for the first time in his life. And he's also has to come up into his kindergarten year. So it's time for him to celebrate. No more playing with toys. He has to learn how to know his numbers and know his ABCs.
How
So
does
Aries,
he feel how does he feel about going away? No, I was saying, how does he feel about going away to camp? I know he's a mommy's boy.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. So he's just, okay, Aries, where are you being pushed into this position to just perform? You're just going to have to perform and just trust that you can do this.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I'll definitely make a little announcement, but to what you were saying, yes. It's just where I'm at is like same. It's exactly what you're saying. It's just like I'm gonna do this. I'll see how it happens. I'll see what comes from it. And yeah, let's just go full force. And like you said, fixed signs. I'm a fixed stellium. Sometimes we're so focused on what we're doing that we don't see the other things that could possibly also be useful to us and bring us money and resources. And I it's not that I didn't want to diversify, but I'm just someone that I'm like, I just like to stick with what I'm doing. I like what I'm doing. I love being creative. I love this. I love coaching. I love all of that. So it's hard to be like, let me open up, let me do more shit. Let me pivot, which is what I feel like I've been being called to pivot. And once that Chiron retrograde happened, I feel like I finally allowed myself to be like, it's okay to pivot. It's okay to do something a little bit different, and come back to your thing, or it's okay to open yourself up in ways that you didn't think you would. That's what it was for me, I would say.
That's how I'm feeling with him as far as Aries. Mm-hmm.
No, but you're saying it's a go full force this month is what you were saying?
Full force, and you're just going to be put on a stage. It's a Leo house, so you've already got an award for it. You've been awarded it. So now you just have to now identify with the fact that you're in this position. Everyone asks you to perform. It's time to perform in it. And even my son Yasu, I'm just gonna pick him up on Monday and he's just gonna be at the bus stop. And we're just gonna figure out how he identifies with this day. Also, remember Chiron North Node is here for Aries, so you guys are getting certifications. You guys are coming into maturity points. He's coming into kindergarten, so now he got to get like his vaccinations, that type of things. And like, sorry guys, my kid is in public school. My apologies. So he has to get certain things to get in there. So for all Aries energy, since last month, where have you gotten some paperwork in order? Need to get some paperwork in order so you can celebrate more this month, more this season. Because you did some work last month where it's like, I'm gonna have to start getting a little bit more mature. I'm getting older. So now it's just time to enjoy it, perform in it. It could be a little self-conscious, but you're in it. You've been awarded it.
Yeah. You're so on point right now. So on point. All right, let's go to Taurus. Let me share Taurus real quick. And also, if you could touch a little on the retrograde. I think we didn't touch too much on it before. So if you could talk a little bit about the retrograde for every sign would be amazing.
So Taurus energy. Taurus energy sitting in your 4th house. Taurus, your home life and emotional well-being becomes a focus. What's going on underneath your roof where you feel like it needs to be highlighted? This could be even a little embarrassing for you because the sun squares you. So you might feel like you don't really have the courage to ask for support. Or you don't want people in your business like that, especially underneath your roof. You're private. You're only putting light on it's only putting light on your insecurities. So it's best for you to confront everything. And even though it's a little bit of an ego blow, it's best that you get back to a comfortable state. You're rearranging your home in some way and maybe deciding what should be thrown away and what should be kept for safekeeping. Now, this is a month of new beginnings because it's in a cardinal house. So it's definitely starting something new this month, taking on a new position in your life. Especially in the season, we'll ask you about what job, like dream job and position you could possibly have. And again, since the sun is here, congratulations. It seems like you're coming into a long time coming. It's time to celebrate yourself, even if it means that you're celebrating in your house. But you're coming into some basis where, I deserve to feel validated. I did this. But still a little uncomfortable underneath the roof. So where there's a point of celebrating and being proud of yourself, but also realizing there's things that still need to be highlighted in the home life, when it comes to, especially if you want to stay here, if you want to keep investing here, and if you're comfortable here. Now Mercury's going to go retrograde in Virgo into Leo. So it's going to go from your 5th house to your 4th house. So it goes to the base of your 5th house. Now, when Mercury is an immutable energy, things don't go as planned. We got to get back into our planners, our worksheets. So that's going to be the basis there. So there's some themes where you have to get onto our organization. And then when we get back into the 4th house, we really need to center. What is it on the home front that we're just hoarding and holding on to that is even detrimental to us, not good for our nervous system, even a debt to you? Taurus, sometimes you can feel like if you hold on to it the longest, you're the winner. If you hold it down so much that you're going to make it to the top. And that could be the most detrimental to you because Scorpio is your opposition. So there's going to be a lot of blessings in your life when you also learn to let go. I don't need that. That doesn't really secure me. And this is something happening on your home front. Let your grip off something. Too much grip on it. Tauruses. Gemini. The moon is in Gemini right now. So why is these last since yesterday and it's going to go until tomorrow? So important for you. What you been doing for the last 2.5 days on the moon level? Why your mood so shifty? Where you feel like you need to sit down with your feelings with yourself? Where are you intellectualizing your feelings and you really need to feel it and know that it's real? And also even allowing yourself to be a little afraid, to realize, I'm not too sure about this, and that's okay. The moon is on you. So even where it's centering your home front as well, just for the last 2 days though. Now, Gemini, it's in your third house. There's some meetings and sit downs that needs to take place. You have some unexpected payouts that'll happen this month. So try to carry some extra income, some extra money on you, just in case. You're being called on by siblings and close friends for some assistance and reassurance. You can find that you are offering some advice and then you get some advice back. Short distance travel is probable all month. And you even have some weekends where you'll feel like you need to be around some companionship, some energy that allows you to operate in your inner child. But remember, it's a resource, and there's retrogrades happening this month in mutable signs, so don't overspend without thinking. You also get back to some creative hobby that you stopped participating in towards the beginning of this month. Beginning of this month, so towards like Cancer season. So you have to slow down a little bit. But now you're back. The season is for self-expression, and since it's in your home base, you're looking for some new stimulation. This could be a month where you journal way more than you've journaled in a long time. Maybe the last time you journaled was in Pisces season. Now you're back to resitting yourself in journaling. Like you're opening up your notebook and you really got to think about what you are doing. Maybe even write it down so you know what you are doing. Now, when Mercury retrogrades in Virgo, it's going to square you. So just for all mutables, like I spoke before, this week is like so important for you. It's like you want to get so much done before the weekend. Because next week you may feel like, I don't know if I'm still going to have the same momentum that I had this week. And when it retrogrades, it's going to go from your 4th house to your 3rd house. So right now, where you need to figure out the home front, Gemini, maybe you just got back home, have to sit in your home, or realizing, what do I want in this home? What can I start organizing? What do I need to even come into spaces of realizing is just have changed? And I know it's going to change. It's changed on the home front. And then when it retrogrades into your 3rd house, when it goes into your 3rd house, this could even be a basis for you where you, because of the home front changing, that you realize, the creative expression, my hobbies, maybe because you have to sit back in the home front, sit in this space and really look at, all right, how long have I been here? How long has it been in the basis of living here? Now, this is for all mutables in general. It's asking you if you want to stay in this location. Some of you are already planning on moving by 2026. So this could be even a transit where you're like, let me see how much I can take up time. What can I use with this time until that year? But you're in this space right now. So when Mercury retrogrades, it's going to sit on your home front, 4th house energy. The reason when it sits in your home front, it will slow down. So anything you need to do this week, start doing it. Because once we get into this weekend, it's like you want to take a relaxation. And that relaxation now grows back into your interests. Maybe you've been having some fun, Gemini. You've been moving around, Gemini, not really sitting still. We got Mars, we got Jupiter in your energy. That you steered away from maybe going into the routines you had prior to your birthday season, the interests and hobbies that you had prior to your birthday season, then now you're back to it. Back to some fun. Back to some what I like to do, love to do, creatively expressive in. So we're going to be journaling in some way or creative. We're back. The Geminis was outside. No, they should have been outside. Cancer season, Cancer energy. In Cancer season. I have soft spot for Cancers. Cancer. It's in your second house. Perfect. It's in your second house. Cancer, we are in the house of our inner resources. So you're definitely thinking about your actual finances right now, what you can really afford. Now, since last season, you had some upgrades. You should have had some upgrades, Cancer, because you're like, just for all cardinals, but especially Cancer and Capricorn. I really need to make sure that I want to do this for the long term, for the long run. So whereas even asked you during last season into this season, do I want to stay in what I've always done, or do I want to do something new? Because Cancer season is Cancer energy is always going to ask you to go into something nostalgic. You're always going to revert to the past in some way. So there's something in your life right now, Cancer, where you're reverting to the past, or you're thinking about the past, or how long you've been somewhere. Now, since it's in your second house, you have to really think about where you've been feeling depleted. This is even your spiritual bank, Cancer. It's as if you feel a little tired from working so much, and not finding the fulfillment that everyone speaks of. I could do it. I could go towards it. I could work towards it. But where do I finally find that relaxation? You have the means to always work and get what you want, but it's asking you, have you already sat with this question? Now, it's also even asking you what you've been taught. So Cancer, last season, and as we come into this season, because you're not trying to identify, where have you realized that maybe my parents and my ancestors or my lineage didn't always have the best values? Where is my family wrong? Where is my family like a setback? And when I say setback, like I'm caught up in their traditions. I'm caught up in their history. Because when you sit in the second house, you first have to ask yourself, how have you been taught to value things? So this season asks you about poor values, where you have poor values, where you need to re-identify with these values, where you can be centering your family and your family history values, and they're not even yours. So see how this month you finally end a family cycle. Cancer, I even talked about this before, like other posts. So much has been happening on just where you want to work with your history, where I come from. But sometimes you can work as hard as you want. You can go towards as much as you want. If you realize that it's just something I've been born into that I really need to unpack, this is where you're at. So right now it's in your value house. It's deep for you, Cancer. Deep. For real. Because now you got to talk about like what you really value. Like what is your virtues? And I want to censor this for all cardinals: Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. You've just been talking to God a little differently in the last year. Cancer. Now with the retrograde, it's going to go from your third to your second. So from your third energy to your second, questioning ourselves, and even right now for the Cancer dominance, you're maybe getting more sessions than you want than usual, getting into therapy than usual. Maybe you're reaching out to some friends right now. You're like, yo, I need to talk to somebody. I need to talk to somebody that's not from my family, from my home life, from underneath my roof, to really figure out if this is right, if this is true. Maybe you don't even feel as close to your immediates as you want to, because you need to think some things through right now. But Cancer, you're always going to be the road dog, and you're always going to be the one that comes through for your people. But right now, you just need to question if your values are right when it comes to coming for your people, being there for your people. So Cancer. Leo season. Leo, the sun is in your first house. It's your birthday, Leo. It's time to celebrate you, and your first house becomes illuminated. From a new look to a new wardrobe to a new perspective, it's time for you to enjoy yourself. You're in a cardinal house, so you're definitely operating in a brand new mindset. It's obvious to everyone. You're in a house of wanting to take action, so you're definitely becoming more initiative this month. All fixed signs are. So during the season for all fixed signs, you're doing something new. You're getting serious. You have to get serious. You're in an energy that squares you, opposes you, or conjuncts you. Pluto aspect you this year, so you're meeting some new long life connections in some most unorthodox, unexpected ways and environments. You even purged some friendships. So you might have thought that you would have had some long, like lifetime friends, but you're realizing they're not your lifetime friends. It's time to meet some new friends. And try not to be so picky and judgy because these companions can come in the most unorthodox ways. Open yourself up, Leo, because since you're unique, you want to meet unique people and unique experiences. Now, the end of the month becomes quite important for you because we have the full moon, we have Mercury conjunct your sign. So it's like you're going to have another celebration at the end of this month, too. It's like you're having the new moon is important for you and the end of the month as we come into the Mercury. So towards that 19th, during the full moon, August 19th, another celebration point. People might call you out and be like, hey, Leo, come outside. We want to celebrate you some more. Now, Leo, this is a momentum that's building up because Mars is about to come into your sign in November. Leo, it's really the basis of self-expression for you. It's time for you to, it's been a little bit stagnant and for Leo placements. The reason why it's been stagnant because since 2021 into 22, when you come into the spaces of North Node coming into Taurus, the square could have changed your finances or where you thought stability was going to come from. So maybe for the last 2 years, you've been a little penny pinching. You've been a little really looking at the basis of, how can I really celebrate myself or just working? So when Mars comes into your sign later in this way, and this with this build up, Leo, you're back. You feel like you're back. You just feel like it's time for you to come into this space of celebrating yourself. So this is an important birthday for you, Leo. And this sets a tone for a different way of looking at your birthday. Because when Mars comes into your placement later this year, this sets the tone for your next birthday of 2025. You've been on a sleepy mode since 2021. So go back to that time, 2021, where you felt like you've just been sleeping. And now you've shown out this year, showing out. I can even tell you as a Leo rising, 2021 was like life-changing. And now I want another life-changing year, man. And my mom was a Leo. And she went to Dubai. Go, girl. So, and she's a Leo. So it hasn't been since 2021. I felt like she's felt this kind of rush. So happy birthday, mommy. And all the Leos out there, why is this birthday so prominent, special for you? Because it is. I'm reading the comments right now on Instagram. And Model Citizen Promotions, she's like, shoot, I had low iron when I was doing all that sleeping in 2021. Facts. Happy birthday, Leo.
Happy birthday, Leos. I was about to tell you, definitely check the comments on Instagram because they're going crazy. But I feel you when you say like 2021 was a high. Absolutely. Like 2021 was a high. And I get what you're saying. I want Mars to go to Leo because that's my natal placement. So I feel like I'm about to feel that fire again. But I absolutely get what you're saying. Like 2021 was a year. It was a year. We've been maintaining and like drudging on since, but that was definitely a high.
Now, with the retrograde, it's going to go from your second house to your first house. So the second house just asks you the basic resources. We need to get a little bit more. Maybe we're coming back from this birthday trip. We're coming back to this very celebratory period, and now it's time to get a little bit more serious and look at the P's and Q's, get on our P's and Q's and just the details. But then right after we come out of, remember I told you that you're going to celebrate again towards the end of this month, the season? Right after you come out of the retrograde, it's like another party. So it's okay, Leo, for a week or two, a few weeks that you have to just fall back. But before we get into Virgo season, Leo, you got another party to attend to. Or another point where you feel like it's time to celebrate myself. Thank God I'm alive. Looking at the comments, yep, 2021, yep, you're right. J Worldwide on Instagram, you are right. 2021, we had the Jupiter opposition. Yep, we had Saturn in Aquarius. The Leos were like, let me expand this. Also, this was a great time for content creators. And Leo energy is someone that can get on the stage. So whenever you got Leo degrees or Leo placements, you are a performer. People feel like, oh, I like the way you showcase this. Do it often. So you are right with that. 2021, just a huge year for content creators, for entrepreneurs, for performers. Yes. Virgo. Virgo, it is in your 12th house. Let me make sure. Yeah. Virgo, you're entering a hermit mode this period. Now you're brewing until your birthday. So this is a necessary slowdown so you can process all the things that are unconscious throughout the last 90 days. Because Virgo, whatever you're centering now was what you were centering also in Taurus season. Now, this asks you to start saving up money and keeping things for keepsake. Maybe you need to hide some money from yourself so you don't spend it for no reason. Maybe you have something right now that's actually to be more minimalist. You're also traveling long distance, but maybe not for pleasure, but more for regrouping and grounding yourself. You might even feel like this trip can help you find some solitude and some sense of a spiritual awakening. You're also in your head a lot, and that's not going to be helpful, especially since you're naturally known to criticize yourself. So get out of your head. Maybe you have something coming up during as we come into the next mutable, as we come into this mutable season, your birthday season, where you have to start being more responsible, being more conscious of being perfect. But right now you're in a shadow period. Now take this time to fix all the little details that you seem to be fretting over. Because if you don't fix them now, as you come into your own season, they're going to become even more apparent. Now, less is more this month. And having to live a little minimalist so you can enjoy your birthday season is the best thing you can do. Remember, Saturn is opposing you. Saturn is opposing you since last year. So just that theme of where you want to come into more of how I've been hiding myself, how I've been limiting myself, where I'm still second guessing myself. So this is an important birthday, Virgo. Maybe you even enjoyed it a little bit in the Leo season too. Maybe you can see how you can enjoy more of this, more of yourself from Leo season. But right now, it's time to sit in your 12th house, regroup, process things so you can come out strong during your season. You're in hermit mode. Maybe you even have to take a background seat and let some other people celebrate themselves so you can see, this is how I haven't been celebrating myself. Just to watching other people celebrate themselves. Now, Mercury retrogrades in your sign. And then into your 12th house. So it's just this minimalist and just centering what I like, planning out. And Virgo, this is just always important for you to plan out things so you don't disappoint yourself. Because that's a big thing with Virgo. Virgo knows people are going to disappoint them. They're used to people disappointing them. But once they disappoint themselves, that becomes a problem. They already know people are going to make mistakes. They already know people don't know what they're doing. They're already judgy as people. But once now they realize that they had poor judgment within themselves, now that's really where they're like the self-loathing and hatred come about. Remember, Virgo stabs itself. So Virgo, if you've been watching other people celebrate themselves, other people acclaim and support themselves, work on that right now. So when your birthday comes about, you don't feel, and I don't want to say jealous, you don't feel like unappreciated. More of that. Because you're used to this feeling unappreciated, like people don't see you. You can feel like Pisces. The only people only see you when you're good at something, when you're fixing something. But this has been important since Saturn is imposed to you. That you realize, yo, I'm helpful, I'm supportive, but I also need to know that I exist. In Virgo, sometimes you need to even pinch yourself to know that you exist. Virgo. Libra. Libra, this sits in your 11th house. Libra, this month is about groups and networks. So you feel a little sensitive in the friend groups, extended family, and societal expectations. Now you have to think outside of yourself right now in this month, Libra. Think about the entire team. You even had to go into your emergency funding in some way to get yourself or other people out of a situation. You may wish like you didn't have to go into your emergency funds and go into your piggy bank because you've responsibly done what you've had to do. You've stayed on track, Libra. But now you got to go into your piggy bank and help somebody else out, or go into your area of where you've been saving up to build someone else. And this can ask you to have a little bit more compassion. Because remember, Juno's in your sign, so you are in an energy. Juno's about to come into your sign, so you're going to be in energy where you want to balance out your relationships. You want to make sure you're aligned with the right people. Because right now, Aries, since the North Node is in Aries and Libra, the Aries and Libra placements have been asking themselves, where I need to go solo and where do I need to find allies? So this is a month where it asks you about your allies. Leo season. Now, this is what makes you such a well-liked person, Libra, because you know what it's like being a good comrade. The right people can get you to the right places. And this is just that month where you realize that all the nurturing that you did or you needed to work on last month now can be extended to another. Now you're questioning some things about your future stability. And maybe you may even want to go into some things that open up more stocks, trust, just spaces where it's like, okay, I guess I know I can make the money in real time, but where can I save up the money for, like, just in spaces where I don't even think about it, where I just know that it builds up, and whenever I need to use it for something substantial, I will. Now, you might have to start thinking about that because someone might push you into this department where you have to pull some money out to give them. So Libra, where can you build more of your long-term savings, and where else within this month you'll have to go into your piggy bank, your long-term savings, to help someone else out as well. Your friends need you. You're coming into new friendships as well. You're looking at your groups and networks. You're trying to see what the people around you and the entire team wants to do and how you can be an ally to that. And since last month, the Cardinals have been getting some promotions, some certificates, spaces where they can call it a milestone or a maturity point. So as you come into this season, where does it now open up multiple streams for you? And the retrograde will go from your 12th house, Mercury, to your 11th house. And that's why you might have to go into your safekeeping and pull some things out to assist some other people. And it might make you reflect on things. Because Libra, sometimes you're like an eye for an eye. If I do for you, you got to do for me, man. If I do for you, you like Libra. But this might ask you a time where you can't be eye for an eye. You just got to look out. and just understand why this person can't really assist themselves in that way. So Libra. Scorpio. Scorpio, we are in the 10th house. We are in the house of our future goals, our long-term planning. This month, it'll ask you about your long-term plans and when you envision your career going. You're definitely looking to make some adjustments this month, and it will be new beginnings for you because you're in a cardinal house. So you're definitely starting new projects. You're definitely coming to the space where you're like, all right, I need a change. All the fixed signs. When you come into a fixed energy, fixed season, it's going to aspect your cardinal houses. So you're definitely doing something new. You're definitely coming into a new position. You're getting some paperwork in order. You're getting some and it's just, and remember, it's fixed. Whereas cardinals are just getting that directly. Fixed signs are going to be like, all right, I want to get some paperwork in order, but how much do I got towards this? How much do I want to invest towards this? That's the thing when you have fixed energy. You put your money where your mouth is. So if your money is not there, your mouth ain't there. It's just important for you. Whereas cardinals won't even think about that. They're just like, yo, I just need to get that. Fixed signs are like, hold up. How much does it cost? So you're looking at that in some capacity. Now, since it's a resource month and it squares you, you can feel like you need to diversify and find different methods to attain an income. Now, the thing is, Scorpio, you might need to follow your heart. You thought about some new ways in Taurus season, April, May, and April into May. But now you've changed your mind and realized that you have to go where your heart's desire is. It's just that the sun and Saturn are enemies. So the sun sitting in the 10th house is uncomfortable. And it'll ask you, Scorpio, do you feel like you can go towards your heart's desire and attain a career stability there forever? Now, that's going to be the thing with Leo energy in general. Is it about the fact that you love what you do? Or is it the fact that this will keep you stable and secured? Scorpio, this is asking you that. It was time you sit with yourself and see how you can bring longevity to this path, even though it's something super creative, something where you have to build yourself, invest into, pay to play. But right now it's centering where your heart is at. Now, if you don't care about that, Scorpio, then you'll just jump into it is opening up where you need to go into some conversation of finances, because all fixed signs, you got to think about the longevity of your stability. But this is going to be a conversation this month. Does it matter if I love it? Is it important if I love this position? Or do I just need to be in spaces where I can support myself? And remember, as Scorpio, not only are you just supporting yourself, you're supporting other people. For some reason, you feel like not only can I take care of me, but I need to take care of you. So even ask yourself, are the people that you're supporting even pushing you towards your heart desire? Are they assisting you towards your heart's desire? Because that's going to be important as well. So sitting with yourself and realizing, what is the longevity in my goals? Is it about making sure you get enough money to support yourself and others, or is it about loving what you do and being fulfilled by what you do? So you're sitting in your 10th house. You're thinking about the future, Scorpio. Now, Mercury goes retrograde from your 11th to your 10th house. So we start off with this Mercury in your 11th house. Scorpio, why are you looking at your emergency funding? Why are we looking at spaces where we have to figure out, okay, how much can we keep expending? How much can we keep extending? Because as we move into the 10th house, that's why this could be that question. Should we go towards fulfillment right now and the heart's desire, or what keeps the lights on? Just an important question, Scorpio. Now, someone in the comments said, can we have both? Definitely. But Scorpio, you don't always feel like you want to take care of yourself. You feel like you want to take care of other people too. If it was just all it wouldn't matter. You would just survive. You would just figure out your way. But you're a sign that's about shared resources. So where do you bite off more than you can chew? Because you want to take care of other people or be there for other people. And that's where it's asking you, should you go towards what you want to do or what you need to do when it comes to your career point? Scorpio. Sagittarius, in your 9th house, we're in the house of belief systems. Yeah, belief systems. I'm just counting it. It's time to shine on what you really believe and think, Sag. Are you trusting the power of your mind and voice? How are you creative? Like, how are you just creative? Just by sharing constructive criticisms or just opinions? You're looking at different forms of therapies and activities that can help you create more of a free-flowing mind. So your decision-making is very important right now. You want to travel, but this can ask you if you're being a little selfish right now. If you can really center yourself, because this is a house of relationships. From the 7th house to the 9th house, it's other people. So this might even ask you, maybe I need to wait towards later in this year to really center more of what I want to do, or where I can celebrate myself a little bit more closely. Because Sag, the sun is transiting a house of others or outside of you. Now, it's also even asking you if you want to take on a part-time gig, because as immutable, you may feel that way. Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, where you might want to do something a little bit more part-time. Maybe you can't really do it full-time. So that's a question as well, where you feel like you wanted to do something full-time, but now you're realizing that you might have to do it part-time or pick up some sort of part-time gig. You're also looking to talk to someone, but you might feel a little embarrassed to express your insecurities in this way. So try talking to someone that you don't know. Go into an area where you don't know this person. They have no understanding of your history, so you can freely express yourself. This is also, since we're talking about therapies, this can also be a time where you're looking for different forms of therapies. And if you are a content creator with Sagittarius energy, where you want to go into different platforms and express yourself, 9th house is asking you to expand your horizons. Now, since we're coming into a fire energy, it's always a breath of fresh air. So Sagittarius, you're coming out of your shell. Aries, you're coming out of your shell. Leo, you're coming out of your shell. But the sun is in a house of wanting to communicate, express yourself. You want to talk. You want to freely express yourself. Remember, Leo can be a little shy. Leo can feel like, I don't know if I want to expose myself in this way. So to all the Sagittarius placements, maybe you need to talk to someone you wouldn't necessarily talk to or know what's going on an everyday basis and see where their word of advice could be. Maybe through that, especially as a content creator, you'll be able to come into that. From that understanding, you'll be able to share differently on your platform now because you got some sort of outside stimulation, that basis there. You're in this house. Now, Mercury retrograde, it's going to go from your 10th house to your 9th house. And this is why I was talking about that part-time gig. Where you're looking to go part-time, maybe not fully full-time. You need to reconsider your schedules. And then through that, with reconstructing your schedules, you now want to go into different activities you come into, perspectives you could walk into, because you're coming into your 9th house with this retrograde. Your home base. So Sag, where do we feel like we need to get some sort of long distance advice? Maybe we feel like we can't really talk to people in-house right now. When you go talk to someone that has no idea of where we're coming from, or no idea of what could be, like, what's happening, what this energy wants with Sag. It's like, I don't feel like I could really talk to people that know me on an everyday. I should go talk to someone that doesn't know me on every day. Maybe that's distance away, so they could give me clear, truthful, and unbiased advice. Sag. Capricorn. Capricorn, it's in your 8th house. This asks you of personal debts, owed, and intimate relationships. Now, this is an uncomfortable transit because Sun and Saturn are enemies, and Sun and Leo just not like sitting in the 8th house. Sun doesn't even like being in a water energy. It's uncomfortable transit this month, so it'll be uncomfortable for a few reasons, especially where we feel like other people are asking for too much. You must say no. Right? You must say no this season, Capricorn. And it's okay if you have to hurt some people's feelings because of that. You keep extending yourself to please others, and that's not really in your nature, because you are a disciplinary. So you already know when there's that some people already need to, like, I need to tell you it's enough. You might even have to help someone close to you say no to other people, since they're going to come to you with a relationship dilemma. Debts owed are important because you have some important milestones that you want done by Libra season. So September to October. It's just this last season in Cancer season, you wanted to get some things done. You realize there's some, especially since it wants to center your home front, like it's in your 7th house, but it wants to center in Cancer, your home front, because that Cancer energy will always center that. But how you relate to people underneath your roof, how you relate to the people who are the closest to you. So with it being in the 8th house, you're realizing, no, I don't have to give so much, extend so much of myself, especially since I have things that I need to pay for. I need to work on. I need to stabilize. So August is opening up no for you, Capricorn. No, I don't need to do that. No, I don't have to do that. And no, I don't have to extend myself to you in this way. There's things that you've been trying to clear up every cardinal season. Your birthday, Aries season, Cancer season, and now you have some things you want to really get done, Libra season. So where that energy opens up, no for you, Capricorn. It's 8th house energy, it's 8th house, so it's also asking you to get into the depths of your feelings. And where it's okay to even go into spaces where you're allowed to be frustrated, you're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be at your wit's end. This Leo season opens that up. Maybe you're realizing some people are just all about themselves. And that's not fair to you, Leo. That's not fair to you, Capricorn. And with the retrograde, it's going to go from your 9th house to your 8th house. So just the basis of, since the 9th house, my beliefs, my philosophies, sitting down with myself, how I process things. And then when you go into the 8th house, you realize now I know how to treat people. And now I know how to limit people. So Capricorn, this month does ask you to be a little tough, even to the people closest to you. Aquarius. Aquarius, it sits in your 7th house. Your public and personal relationships becomes a topic and how you evaluate them. You'll end and start some connections throughout this month, especially with Pluto working on your side, Aquarius. You're really asking yourself, who's really in your corner? Who's your allies? And are they worth keeping long term? Now, this is a cardinal house, so there's a whole new approach on how you want to deal with others. This has been a focus all year, and how you want others to view you, how you step outside and associate with others. Just like Leo, your opposition, you could do some whole new wardrobe shifts with your whole with style and just your connection with others. So just like Leo. Now you're looking to step into a field of work that is new, brand new for you. And what's important is who motivates you and supports you. But you're also centering who discourages you. So right now you're really looking at the people, Aquarius, who's been discouraging you on your unique path. And that's why right now you're looking closely at who's a real ally and who's a fake ally. You want your partnerships to also know that you want to be treated differently. That you'll even ask some people in your life, Aquarius, to forget the old you. This is not me anymore. I'm this new being. I'm in this new energy. Pluto's working very closely with you. Now, since it's a resource month, you're going to look back towards your Taurus season to see why towards April into May, you were looking at your finances in some capacities. It was on the home front. And if things didn't go the best way during your home front or most personal settings, you're now realizing who you need to cut off. And maybe since April into May, you've had to just cut off some associations and some communities that you've been a part of. New you, new approach. The start of this year, you wanted to stop being a background player in your life. You also realize that you don't always have to be everyone's keeper. You can feel the same way like Capricorn, telling people no. So where are you looking at your partnerships and also your reputation, Aquarius? What is my reputation? How are people seeing me for real? And why do I need them to forget that old being? Forget who that used to be. It's a whole new person. Now with the retrograde, it's going to go from your 8th house. So it's going to go from your 7th house. So yeah, you have your 8th house to your 7th house. So that's why in the 8th house, when it starts up, you're sitting back, you're reflecting. You even have to be a little judgy, Aquarius. But these people just aren't on my level. These people just aren't into my par. And then when it goes into your 7th house, where you start to make those choices, those decisions. So you might feel like you need to ghost some people. Yeah, it's been a long time, but it's over here. So where your partnerships and your allies are important. New approach, new visual. It's a cardinal seat. It's in a cardinal house for you. Remember, as a fixed Aquarius, you're looking at yours like you rule the 11th. You're associated with the 11th house. So there could be a few things here where you're even realizing that, wow, some people don't really and when I say safekeeping, Aquarius, sometimes you can feel like you've helped strays, you've helped people who've been down and out, you've been non-judgmental in these areas. But now when you're on your own, in your own funk, where some people aren't really having that same type of compassion for you. So it's time to snip, snip, snip and bring in some new people. You're feeling the same way like Leo. While Leo might be celebrating and opening up like, wow, Aquarius is realizing, I got to be a little bit more of a Saturnian, a disciplinary in this position. Aquarius. It could even be like, since Pluto is in your energy, that you're going into such a new space that some of your environment, some of the people around you just don't understand this person that you are now. They don't get it. And that's why they need to go. So Aquarius. Pisces. Pisces, this is in your 6th house. Pisces, we are looking at your everyday routines and where you can become more responsible and aware. It's a self-care house. And it's just a house where you're like, what do you do? Monday, Tuesday, weekly, monthly. What is your standards? Pisces, this month is about realizing enough is enough. How are you allowing other people to take up your personal space? I understand you want to be a good Samaritan and you don't want to you don't like making other people feel uncomfortable. But where is it time to center yourself and even plan some activities where you block these people that want to waste your time or want to use up your time? Now, they're not going to see you in a way where they have compassion for you. They're going to feel like you like to do this, Pisces, that you like to sacrifice yourself in this way. You're going to feel like this is just something you've always exuded, that you got it, that it's okay. I understand. No judgment. So you might feel like Pisces that you have to not directly tell them, but just do things where I'm busy. Can't do it today. Sorry, not home. Not around. Because confrontation may not be the biggest thing for you. Because you may feel a little guilty. You might even trip yourself that you're not able to extend yourself in this way to them so spontaneously. But it's going to be very important, especially since Sun Leo energy is just, it's me. It's sitting in that sixth house space. It's in a house that's also very karmic to you. Because within the 12th house, the 6th house will open up that, since you rule the 12th house, the 6th house will open up your opposition. So this Leo energy does ask you where you just need to go fully into self. You don't have to explain to people. You don't have to tell them what you're doing. They don't tell you what they're doing. They just drop things on you. They just assume that you'll just become a chameleon to the situation. Nope. So even if you have to ghost them, maybe you don't want to fully tell them, but you have to ghost them, just be like, not around, or even just screen their calls. You might have to, so you can get into your me time, your own time. Saturn is sitting on you. Neptune is sitting on you. So it is a time where you have to do a lot of your own reflection, because Pisces, because you're this chameleon, this shapeshifter, you can feel like you can just stay in this energy of going with the flow. And Saturn right now wants to mature you, wants to show that you exist. So just like Virgo, pinch yourself. You exist. You matter. So if you got to put some people on D&D, do so, Pisces. Because this month wants you to. They're just going to pop up and just assume that you'll just shape shift to the energy. And that's not fair to you. You don't need to be gaslighted. So Pisces. Saturn and Neptune energy is here as well. And I just want to center, trust your dreams, trust your intuition, trust the things that are not always worded. Sometimes reading between the lines and being conscious that the elephant in the room is important. And since the sun is sitting in the 6th house where you want to be by nature, and where activities towards nature, towards things that gear you towards a meditation is important. But you might feel like you can't do this because some people want to just throw things at you or assume that you'll just accommodate them through randomness. And that's not fair. The retrograde goes from your Mercury in Virgo into Leo from your 7th, from your 6th to 7th house. So remember that energy is from your, from your 7th to your 6th house. So it does reflect other people. Just with every mutable. It's not fair to you, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, that people just throw things at you and just ask you to just deal with it. It's not fair. Because you're already a perfectionist and now they're asking you to just operate on impromptu. And you don't want to do that right now, Pisces. Some of you have been on a vacation for the last year. D&D for the last year. Pisces.
We did miss Mercury retrograde for Aries from going from the 6th to the 7th, the 6th to the 5th. I'm going to timestamp it, but just for no one to be on our case.
So Mercury, so Aries. So it's starting from the 5th house. So Mercury is going to start from the 6th to the 5th. Remember, we start off with coming into new positions, feeling like you're able to be celebrated in this area. You just got to perform. So with this Mercury energy starting from the 6th, getting into details of it. Maybe we need to read the disclosure of what we're doing. Maybe we need to sit down with, okay, what is the details of what we're doing? Some of it we may just be thrusted into that we didn't really get the full. How I'm taking it in is that during this Mercury retrograde, while Aries is like, I got this position, I got the celebration, maybe they may not know the actual details of how they're supposed to perform this new title. Remember, Yasuo's just going to camp. He's just going to get on the bus and go. He doesn't know what I've signed him up for. He doesn't know. He's just going to have to exist and learn it throughout the steps. So Aries, while you may have gotten this certification milestone in your life, you may feel like you just wanted to push through and just exceed in it, that you didn't really take in what would be the constructive steps in it. So once the retrograde comes about, you're going to take on the steps that you constructively need to take in it so you could go back into fully identifying in it. It's like, example, it's like someone who just got their degree and they're thrown into a classroom and then they're realizing, maybe I need to Google some of this stuff because I just wanted to pass. So that's where you're at, Aries.
Got it.
A lot of Aries just been trying to get a position. So they're just like, got the position. Now it's time to really take in what this position means and the details, and even ask yourself if you could see this doing consistently. Because it could just be another thing for Cardinals where they just got a notch on their belt. Sometimes for them.
I can see that. I could see that. So thank you once again for going through all the signs. I know you have a class coming out this weekend again. If you could just tell the people really quickly what it's about, what are they going to learn, and how is it going to help them, it will be amazing. And then we can say goodbye until next month.
Thank you again. Always thank you for allowing me to share this. I always want to give you this gratitude because this like, I don't want to say exposed, but this gets me on bigger. Like this is even the only space I even do forecast. So that's even to show you that this is so special to me. Like this is the only time I'll ever do it. So thank you. So with the class, I'm doing degree theory. It's on the 3rd, so it's on Saturday. Degree theory. It's important because it helps you decipher the energy a little bit more. It gets you to the depths of the energy. Because while we might have a placement in a sign, and then we might think that because that just defines it, the degree can now point us into a different direction that can oppose, square, conjunct, and that energy. Like example, let's say you have a sun in Leo, but your degree is in your degree is 8-degree Leo. That degree now squares the energy of the sun. And that can help you not define yourself, define this energy a little bit more closely. That's when I help you with this, defining it through the degrees. Also, numbers are universal language. And I'm going to continue to do these classes, continue to just push out this message because it's one of those things where it's a forever knowledge. It never stays it's not something that you just learn once and all. It's something that you must continuously work with. And I want to help others with that, with knowing that if you set a number for your day, for your life, however you want to work with it, that number will manifest in real time. So this is what this class is about, working with the numbers, the universal language. I'm going to do transits. I'm going to do live interpretations of your chart based through the degree. So the first 5 clients, they get live interpretations where they come up and share their placements and we interpret it together. Numbers are important. Like right now, just even to show you, let's do something real quick, right? Right now, current planets, or just the basis of a number, right? We're going to, like we were speaking before, where we're at right now. 12 degrees. We're at 12 degrees right now, but it's at 54 minutes. That means in like 6 minutes, we're going to go into 13 degrees. So in 6 minutes, everyone's about to jump out their seat and just start going nuts. Like just start getting so much done. Go, 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 go. In 6 minutes, we're going to get busy. So anyone who's taking a nap, in 6 minutes, you're getting up from this nap. You're going to go into a 13 degree. And that's just letting you know that this is what's happening in real time. So I want to help you guys with that. Just to let you know how to work with numbers in real time. This is the only thing that is a universally understanding. It's the only thing that you find in most texts, numbers. So let me help you guys understand numbers. That's what this class is about. And there's a live there. So it's recorded. So I'll send out so after we do the class, you get a live recording of this. You get a PDF of slides. So you can go back and study. And you also get a video that even shows you rituals on how to work with numbers. So join me this Saturday, guys. And I do this. I'm gonna try to do this every month. I'm gonna try, but I've been doing it for the last 3 months. So, and I see a lot of people like it. So I'm gonna continuously do that. It helps out a lot. It helps me a lot. So see you guys Saturday.
See y'all on Saturday. So thank you once again for this forecast. I always go back and listen to mine, and month I always find some value and just like some direction. And I'm very grateful for that. And when I go back and listen to the ones before, I definitely see how they pertain. So your predictions or your forecast or how you read really does hit. And I'm so happy that you're on the growth project, you're on Success with the Stars, to give people the tea literally every single month. So make sure to head out to the class, y'all. It is this Saturday. There's still some spots available, so August 3rd. So hop in there. And once again, thank you, Umi. Anything you want to leave the people with, want to say before we go, and then we're gonna head out.
So someone on Instagram said, "Is it beginner friendly?" Yes. Even in my sessions, I'm interactive. So wherever your questions are is wherever I'm going. So yes, it's also, you can come up and ask questions. You'll be able to put questions in the comments. And I'm one of those people that will just pull you up. And if you're okay with being on stage, we will talk about where you feel like you have a misunderstanding or where you feel like you don't really understand what I'm saying. It's open in that way. All my workshops this helps me grow. I'm a Mercury in Sagittarius. So your questions help me get better. Your criticisms help me get better. So it's interactive, beginner friendly. All my workshops are beginner friendly. As an astrologer, if you feel like you know everything, then you got this game messed up. So I always feel like I'm a beginner. You know what I'm saying? So always beginner friendly. So come through with your questions, y'all. Come through with your chart. That's what's important. An open heart, your chart, and your questions. And even when you do sessions with me, your open heart, questions, and we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll.
I love that.
So see y'all.
Happy Leo season. Happy new cycle to you. Shout out to all the Leos. Shout out to all the Leo rising, suns, moons. Happy new season for y'all. And like, shout out to the collective for this fire energy that we finally gonna feel like it's summer a little bit. Right? So thank y'all so much for joining always the Success with the Stars series, where we come on every single month. We bring the best astrologers in the game, y'all favorites, and y'all get to see them on this platform right here. So thank y'all so much for joining, for being here with us every single month. We'll try to bring you new stuff soon. In the meantime, if you guys want to get the written version of the forecast that goes out every single month, make sure to join the Success with the Stars newsletter. It is in the bio in the description. You should find it, and you will have the written up version of this with all of the dates. It goes into more in-depth information as well, and you'll be able to keep that throughout the month to always go back and check at it. So make sure to check that out in the description. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye.